Megan. Yeah, that's right. Hard to talk about anything but the sunshine when you've got it paired with temperatures like this. 23 degrees just now outside the Toronto airport, and considering how cool it felt yesterday, those are some incredible conditions. So if you were wearing a t-shirt today, I won't call the cops on you because it was great weather to do just that. From southwestern Ontario all the way to the east, many getting a chance to see that sunshine. Also, several communities getting a chance to see those low 20s in Ottawa, Peterborough, and Muskoka, Hamilton, Windsor, Fort Erie, some of those communities. There has been a general shift in wind direction, though, and now it's predominantly from the north. That is a sign of what's to come as early as tonight, which is rapidly decreasing temperatures. And that's why we're seeing these frost advisories in place past Cornwall, all the way towards Tweed, into Georgina, Innisfil, and Uxbridge, all the way towards Stratford, Ontario. Areas that are prone to frost, again, in those advisories, you'll want to cover up some sensitive plants if they're outside, or take them inside if you can. For other areas like Fort Erie, like Toronto, like Windsor, not as cool of an overnight, but certainly expecting some cool conditions as early as tomorrow. What will Mother's Day look like? Well, if you're celebrating Mom and all the mom figures in your life, do it outside because it's going to be picture perfect weather, sunny skies all around. But the trade-off, though, in Toronto is those cooler conditions will settle in, and we're looking at a high of just 13 degrees. Now, by 5 or 6 o'clock, hope you enjoy the sunshine, at least with Mom. Megan?
All right. Thanks so much, Noor. A celebration. We're joined now on the desk by weather specialist Noor Rafat. Happy Mother's Day weekend, Noor.
Happy Mother's Day weekend to you, Megan.
We're really getting into spring now and hoping for some of those warmer conditions. Are those summer-like conditions going to continue?
Yeah, I think certainly for some in the prairies, they're seeing those temperatures right now. Going to continue for the next little while. The good news for those in the east who are, for some, seeing cooler temperatures, that warm air is going to shift further and further east by the middle of this upcoming week. Now, the not so great news is some of those in the prairies that are enjoying those 30-degree highs, well, they'll start to see a temperature shift as well. Well, your Mother's Day tomorrow will be a bit of an adjustment. Yes, there is plenty of sunshine like today, but temperature is now down to a forecasted high of 13 degrees in Toronto. The clear skies, though, they will continue into the evening, so maybe that's a chance to go out and stargaze with Mom and the mom figures in your life, if you don't have work on Monday, potentially. But that ridge in the jet stream, you can see it clear as day around Western Canada, the prairies, and that's where, once again, we're seeing some of the warmest temperatures across the country. It's near 30 degrees in areas like Regina, and as you head further towards northern Ontario, not so much with these low 30s, but watch what happens into the next few days. That area of warm air shifting further and further east, and we're looking at the early parts of next week or the middle of next week. Well, you'll start to see more of that warm air shift all the way towards Atlantic Canada. So some communities will get real close to those 30-degree highs. I'm looking at mostly southern Quebec at this point. Unfortunately for others, we are confident that there could be at least some low 20s in the forecast for southern parts of Ontario at least. Will the sunshine match up with those warm temperatures, though? Well, taking a look at tomorrow, there is sunshine, but there won't be warm temperatures. Heading into your Monday, though, that's some good news. Warmer conditions expected and a lot of sunshine for the start of the day. You'll start to see some high clouds roll in by the afternoon. Still expecting a dry evening, though, until that rain builds overnight heading into Tuesday, lingering into your Wednesday as well. Now, the good news is you'll see some dry breaks heading into the weekend, but before you get to that point, you might see some thunderstorm activity roll into the province, and that will be paired with some of these warm conditions, or mild conditions, I should say, and for some, mugginess could be involved as well. 17 degrees in Niagara Falls tomorrow, 13 in Toronto, as I mentioned. I have high hopes, maybe, that we'll climb to 20, if not 21 on Monday, 17 on Tuesday, cooler with those showers Wednesday, Thursday, fog expected and maybe some rain. And here is that thunderstorm activity on Friday with 22 degrees, very mild overnights. Saturday starting to dry up, 19 with a mix of sun and cloud.
You're watching
At the forecast, here's weather specialist Noor Rafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Megan. Well, what a picture-perfect day it was in Toronto to hand out those tulips and mark that special anniversary that we just saw earlier. A lot of sunshine today, making for that picture-perfect sky. Behind me, a picture-perfect Toronto skyline, although things have changed a little bit since the morning, and it's those shifting winds now from the north. 14 degrees just now outside the Toronto airport. We managed to get into the low 20s around the GTHA, upper 20-degree territory around Windsor, Ontario yet again. So a nice change from how cool it felt yesterday. Those northerly winds, well, they've been gusting for many communities across the map for the last little while, and that's a sign of what's to come, which is cooler conditions on the way. For communities that are in blue, frost advisories in place, as you see temperatures near the freezing mark heading into the overnight, of course posing a risk of frost for some sensitive plants. So if you've got some outside, make sure you put them inside or cover them up if you can. Not as cool of an overnight expected tonight in the Toronto region. In Fort Erie, 6 degrees over there and 8 in Windsor. As for Mother's Day, you talked about the sunshine and expect a lot more of it coming tomorrow. Wall to wall, not a cloud in the sky as you celebrate mom and the mom figures in your life. The only trade-off, though, is those dwindling temperatures. We're now down to a high of just 13 degrees in Toronto. Hope you enjoy the sunshine with some extra layers if you're spending it outdoors. Megan?
All right, thanks so much, Noor. We're now joined on the desk by weather specialist Noor Rafat. Happy weekend, Noor. Mother's Day weekend, in fact.
Yes, Mother's Day weekend. Looking forward to celebrating the moms and mom figures in our lives.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping to do that with some good weather, too. Can you promise me that?
I can try my best. We'll see how it looks like across the country. It's a bit of a mixed bag. We've got some summer-like temperatures in the prairies, and although that may seem nice, there's that risk of wildfires expanding with those temperatures. But as that heat starts to shift further and further east, well, you could be looking at warmer weather out towards that region, relief for others. How about some sunshine to celebrate mom and the mom figures in our lives tomorrow? Wall to wall in Toronto, and looking even at clear skies heading into the evening and overnight hours. 13 degrees, though, that's the trade-off, so don't waste the day indoors because there will be a lot of sunshine, but make sure you're dressed for those temperatures and potentially a slight breeze into the afternoon. The ridge and the jet stream, clear as day, and with that we see some of the warmest conditions across the country once again parked around southern sections of the prairies. This may seem like good news, but with the wildfire season already started, this could be some seriously dangerous warmth that you're seeing, already seeing that fire danger at extreme levels through southern sections of the prairies. Watch what happens, though, in the next few days. That area of hot air will start to track further and further east, and you'll see those temperatures translated around other parts of Ontario, Quebec, and eventually Atlantic Canada. That is some good news for those who like the warmer weather, but also good news for the prairies as they get some relief and some rain on the way. There was rain in the forecast today, mostly towards eastern parts of the country. Heading into the next few days, there will be some rain, but not tomorrow. As I mentioned, clear skies, dry conditions, a sunny start to your Monday as well. So you're in luck there. Also expecting mostly dry conditions, maybe some showers passing around the Ottawa region. As the day progresses on Monday, high clouds start to form, but you're only going to start to see the wet weather develop into the overnight hours heading into Tuesday, and that will linger into potentially your Wednesday, your Thursday as well, on and off, and then some thunderstorm activity could be possible as we start the weekend. So many communities around southern Ontario will certainly see the temperatures climb as that area of warm air that we talked about moves further and further east, but not everyone will see the same temperatures. Tomorrow, 17 in Niagara Falls, 13 in Toronto, and some of our warmest days Monday, 19 degrees. I have hopes that'll climb to maybe 20 or 21. Cooling down by Wednesday with some of these showers, fog for your Thursday. And here is that thunderstorm activity potentially rolling into Friday, 22 degrees. Saturday looking great with some sunny breaks, a high of 19 expected.